And what's going on, guys? Today we are going to pick a random property off of Zillow and we are going to analyze it as a rental property. We're going to look at the ARV, the after repair value. We're also going to look at the rents. We're going to look at the buy price. We're going to make sure this makes sense as a rental property, and we're going to discuss why or why not this particular property works, and let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
Hey guys, for meeting for the very first time, welcome to the channel. This channel is all about real estate investing for passive income so you can do, well, whatever you want to do for the rest of your life, and you are not stuck at a 9 to 5 until 65. All right, guys, so let's dive into it. So welcome to Zillow.com, and we're going to pick this random property. I have not analyze this. I have not clicked on this before. I've not looked at any of the pictures, so we're going to look at it together. It's $140,000 to the 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot, which is kind of a typical small house in this area. Oh boy. Okay. So there's no pictures of the inside. You've got some wood rot right there. So, man, guys, this one's going to be a tough one, but we're going to run with this one. Yeah, so you got AC units, not window units at least, and that one doesn't look incredibly old. I'm kind of trying to estimate repairs, but we're just going to run with the inside needs $15,000 in repairs. We're just going to run with it, guys, all right, because I just picked a random one. All right, so we're going to take the address. We're going to copy that, but before we move on, what we're going to do is we're going to, has a ton of potential. I bet it does. Beautiful park located just behind the property. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Google Street View. I want to make sure this thing is, so it's got a 1-car driveway. Most people like to see a 2-car, the extension right there, but that's the older, typical 1950s kind of properties. There's a 2-car. Somebody actually added that and put new windows. That's a nice little property. Yeah. So that's kind of, I did a little bit of work there. Add the second one there as well. Okay, so this is the property right here. I just want to make sure it didn't look like, it was actively in a war zone. It definitely could be better, definitely could be worse. It's not on a busy street. School zone right there is a school close by, so that's something we can look at as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to scroll down, and then we are going to make notes of the property taxes, which are, real quick. Okay, you see it says listing removed. That was in 2015, but it used to rent for $1,000 a month. Sometimes you'll see that from the current year. That's definitely something you want to look for. Okay, this is what I was looking for, guys. Tax assessments, $130,000, which is really, really low in this area. So $837 in 2020. We're in 21. I'm just going to say $900 a year in property taxes. Okay, so this is how you kind of figure out what the property taxes are. I already know that this property in my area is going to be about $100 a month in insurance. Okay, I'm just making notes here. And then we're going to go to rentometer.com. We're going to throw in the address. We are going to throw in the bedroom count and the bathroom count. Was that correct? It's a 3. No, it's a 4.2. All right, so it's a 4, 1.5 or more. All right, so we are going to get a, wow. Okay. We're going to get some decent numbers here, actually, on this property. Yeah, so you've got the bottom 25 percentile, you got the top 75 percentile, you got the average. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Pro Report. This right here is the subject property, A, B, C, A being the closest, B being the next, C, kind of get the idea. So we're going to click on Processing, and we are going to kind of get a deep dive of kind of what these properties actually look like on the inside. And not only on the inside, but what are the square footage, and is it really, a good match? So basically, we are at, say, 1,200 square foot. So we're looking for, here we go, look at this. 1,200 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Yeah. This is probably even in the same neighborhood. Both of these are. So 1,375, 1,500. What did they say my average was? Yeah, okay. So we're not going to be that high. See, these are 2,000 square foot homes. So we're actually probably in the $1,400-$1,500 range. So let's just click on this guy. Let's see what this property looks like, because it needs to be a very similar property, and it is. This is a very, very, very similar property, and this one is $1,500 just rented. So $1,500 a month is a very realistic number. Here's $1,375. Let's click on this one to get a general idea. That one's actually cleaner. Okay, so we know between say 14, 1,500. Now we like to be at the 1% rule. That means 1% of the purchase price that you're in it for monthly. So if you buy it at 140 and it rents for 1,400 and it needs repairs, it's not going to quite meet the 1% rule. However, if you got this property at 125 and need $10,000 or $15,000 in repairs and rented at this price, $1,400 a month, maybe even $1,500 a month, this could be a decent buy. But you might be asking, well, what is the property actually worth? Now that we determined that the rents are, say, $1,400 to $1,500 a month, we don't know what the inside looks like. That's the big caveat in this video. However, we are going to look at what this property sells for, or the comps are actually at. So what I do is I go to redfin.com. I put the address in, but I just remove the number. So it just pulls me up the street because I don't want it to zoom down on the house itself because I don't really care about the house. I really care about all the other houses for the comps. What you're going to see here is, if I can, there it is. I was saying if I can find it. All right, so it's going to put me right there on the street. That is the street that we're interested in. Really, this neighborhood right here is the street that we're interested in, okay, or the neighborhood we're interested in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go under more filters, and then we're going to click on this, and this is going to show us everything that has sold, okay? And this is going to everything that's sold in the last 3 months. If you want more comps, you can go down to the last 6 months. Yeah, so 150,000, that's for 4-1. What I like about Redfin is you don't have to actually click on it. You can just kind of like quickly blow through it, so that's in pretty good shape, but that one's only 150, and that's what it's sold for. So yeah, this one sold for 192. Very clean, nice little remodel. This one sold for 140. That's a 3-1. Yeah, so the comps aren't that great, guys. This one's 110. I mean, the appraiser's going to look at all this, and he's basically going to find like a kind of like a happy median. So you got 110, you got 183, you got 140, 150, 192. You got some over here, but really these are your better comps because they're tighter and they're closer. Any of these 4-bedroom? Yeah, that's a 4-bedroom. That's 150, but it's missing 1 bath. So the comps would be a little higher than that. There you go. Square footage a little bit bigger, so it's gonna be it's gonna be somewhere in this mix, probably 160 to 200 range, which actually could be decent, but yeah, the comps on this one are kind of rough. You don't want to buy anything at 140, 150 when the comps in some areas are 110. But he also will look at this and see that he has no interior pictures, so that one's probably a full rehab. So he might just throw that one off the table. So yeah, I'd say your comps are probably within 160 to maybe, I can't quite say 200 because there's nothing here, but 160 to 190 is probably what the comps are. So basically you have to look at it like this. Let's just say it's $175,000. You do $175,000, and if you do it a cash out refinance, they're going to give you 75% of the appraised value. So 75% of the appraised value, when you go back to the bank, they're going to give you back $131,250, minus some bank closing costs, of course. So you probably walk away with about $125,000, maybe just a little bit less. So $125,000 is what you're going to walk away with. So if you can be in this house for around that, you could potentially get all your money back. Now, you might be asking this. Okay, well, I get all my money back. What is my payment going to be once I go back and do the cash out refi? Because I know what it's going to rent for. After I go to get a cash out refi, what's my new payment, and am I going to be cash flowing at all? Well, that's why we wrote down these numbers, and this is what we're about to go over. So we're going to assume that we're going to go get a interest rate loan at, let's say 4.25. Okay, so if you get better, awesome. If you get worse, then well, you can figure that out too. So we'll say 100, and let's just say 125,000. That's what you're going to put back. Actually, no. because 131,250. You're going to get back like 125, but the loan's going to be for a bigger amount. They're going to take their cut, but the loan's going to be for the same. So 425, 30-year fixed, so $646. Don't get too excited because this is just principal and interest. Okay, so P&I, principal and interest, is $646. Okay, so $646. You're also going to have $900 a year in property taxes, which is crazy low in this area. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So, which is $75. Let's just round that up to 100. Okay, I think that's going to jump up pretty quick. $100 a month in insurance. So we're going to say $650, $750. So $850 is going to be what you're going to be out on the front end. Okay, but on the back end, you're also going to have things like property management, which is going to be about $150 a month. You're also going to have repairs, which is going to be another $100 a month. And then you're going to have vacancy, which is about 10% of, let's say, $1,500, which is another $150 a month. Now, you might be asking, now, what does all this equal, and could I actually cash flow on this property? And now we are going to officially add this up. So $850 plus the $150 plus the $150 plus the $100. We are at $1,250 all in, all things considered. It rents for, let's just say, $1,400 to $1,500 a month, and your cash flow with little to nothing invested, depending on what you actually are in it for after you buy it and what the appraisal comes in at. The appraisal, you can't quite, you can't really finagle as much as you can on the buy, so make sure you buy it correctly. So you could potentially cash flow anywhere from $150 a month to $250 a month per door. Now, they really say that $200 per door is like the go-to minimum, but if it's a clean property, you like the location, you feel like it's going to appreciate well, you could sacrifice at a little bit lower now for the benefit later on. Thanks guys for tuning in, watching. We're going to do more breakdowns on properties in general, just for rentals, what I think the rehab costs will cost. Unfortunately, on this one, we couldn't see the inside. Like this content, consider subscribing, smashing that like button if you got any good, useful information out of it at all. And until the next time, I will see you then. Also, drop me a comment if you have any questions, and I want to answer them personally. Thanks, guys.